Hi, welcome back to another screencast for LSSL 5385, Literature for Young Adults. This is Dr. Lassane, and this is the fall 2015 semester. The final screencast that I'm putting into place for you is your TK20 assignment. In other words, this assignment will not only be turned in to me through Blackboard, but it will go also into TK20. You'll get information about that directly from Andy Oswald during the course of the semester. This is the youth literature essay. It is worth 100 points, and it has 3 different pieces. So when it says write an essay of 1,500 to 3,000 words, that's about somewhere between 500 and 1,000 words for each of these sections. Can it be longer? Yes. Much longer? Probably not. Can it be shorter? I don't see how it can and still address the elements that I'm asking you to do. So what I want to do is take you through each one of these, just a few at a time, so you can kind of see what's going on. So let's take a look at section 1. There we go. Section 1 basically says that you need to demonstrate your awareness of a wide range of literature in a variety of formats for children's, tween, and teens based on completing these 3 activities within number 1. So this is the first section. It has 3 pieces. So again, when you're organizing how you're going to do this, understand that you will have 3 sections under number 1. What you might want to do is just simply use some of the numbering and some of the directional kinds of things here that might help you kind of keep yourself organized a little bit. The first part of the first assignment is right here. I want you to find 2 articles about the reading habits, interests, or preferences of children, tweens, and teens. They have to be from professional journals and been published within the last 5 years, better within the last 2 years. You can't use columns, letters to the editor, or editorials. You need to provide an APA citation for each of the 2 articles. And basically what you're looking for are articles that talk about the literature that's out there in various forms for children, tweens, and teens. For instance, what about audiobooks? What about ebooks? What about those kinds of different formats of books? How popular are graphic novels? I've seen lots and lots and lots of articles out there. The latest Pew research talks about how many kids are reading ebooks versus traditional books. That would certainly be a good place to go. If you find an article on what graphic novels can teach kids about literacy, that would be a great article as well. Of course, you're free to select any articles you want, but look for articles in professional journals. Professional journals include things like Publishers Weekly, School Library Journal, Hornbook, Book List, the Reading Teacher, Reading Today, the Journal of Adolescent and Adult Literacy, English Journal, Voices from the Middle. I'm sure that there are more. If you have trouble locating articles, what should you do? You should be in contact with me and I'll help. So what you're going to do for this is give me the bibliographic citation for the first article, provide me a short summary, tell me what this is about, and then talk about how this article will be helpful, or if it's not terribly helpful, if you think that it's in error, you may discuss that as well. Then do the same for the second article. You should be able to do those in about 150 words max. So don't worry, these don't have to be too long. The second piece of the first assignment talks about visiting 2 blogs that address this particular area. You can select from these blogs right here. If you want to use a different blog, then you need to come to me and get permission to do so. I know these blogs, I know the information that is there. So you're going to visit 2 blogs and you're going to write a little something about what you learned from your visit to those blogs, what will be of value to you as a teacher/librarian. And again, that can be fairly short. Just make sure that you identify the blog you visited, talk about some of the different posts. Don't just read one post on one day, but kind of scan through the blog and talk about these things. And the third part of the first assignment is to talk about a visit to a bookstore, where you're going to look at the section for children and teens. Talk to me about where they are in the store, what kind of displays are there, how they try to capture the attention, anything that they might offer that's there. It says to include some photos, and I will tell you that some bookstores are kind of funny about taking photos. I usually don't ask. I usually just go back and I take a photo with my phone. I've never been told I can't. But just be aware that sometimes that is an issue. You still need to get photographs at a bookstore. And by bookstore, I don't mean a secondhand bookstore like Half Price Books. I mean a bookstore. Hopefully you have one in your area. If not, you're going to have to do a little bit of travel for this one. So that's part one. Part two is to describe a variety of strategies that you could use to promote leisure reading among older students. Notice grades 6 through 12, so middle school and high school. And this is a list to start with. You don't have to stick to this list, and notice it goes on to the second page here. But these are, I think, a good place to start. You're going to have to do some of these strategies with older kids. So putting together a book trailer or a book display for older readers, doing a podcast, doing a PowerPoint loop, creating shelf talkers, doing video book talks, voice threads. So make sure that you're doing that for the older audience. And if you, for example, want to do a book talk, ask if you can visit a middle school or high school if you're not currently in one, and do that book talk. Take photos of you doing these kinds of strategies or activities, but remember, students' faces should not be seen in these photos unless you have permission to do that. That's part two. I think it's relatively straightforward. Shouldn't be any problem there. The final piece is a reflection, on issues about intellectual freedom and censorship. You have a wonderful section in Live Binders on ethics. You can go back and review that. So the basis for the reflection is you've been asked to come in and give book talks for a high school class of juniors and seniors for Banned Books Week. So that should eliminate the they're not old enough kind of question. So you're going to talk about 5 books, and you've been asked to make some remarks about book challenges and the reason that books are banned. So from the list of books from the front of this syllabus, select 5 that would be appropriate for those upper high school kids that have been banned or challenged, or probably could be because of various reasons. Discuss why discuss why each book could be considered controversial, but then discuss why each book is also appropriate for this group of readers. So you need to talk about what could possibly be challenged, and then what are your responses to those kinds of challenges. This is to get you prepared in the event that something like this should happen. So there are the 3 sections. They're numbered 1, 2, and 3. That should be part of your essay. Your essay then will be accompanied by photographs, your bookstore visit, any book talks you do. Those kinds of things include book covers where you think those are appropriate. This is an essay basically that demonstrates everything you've learned for this course, and actually a little bit from children's literature as well. So make sure it's as thorough as you can make it. Notice it's worth 100 points, and do your best. And as always, if you have questions, please, please, please be in touch with me and let me help you. I want you to succeed. Welcome to class.